For years, Soros has funneled millions of dollars into each election cycle to support progressive district attorneys like San Francisco's Chesa Boudin and Philly's Larry Krasner. Every Soros-backed DA backs destroying law and order. That's what they're for. And a new bombshell report revealing Soros has dumped $3 million of dark money onto BLM activists who are pushing to defund the police. This is what he does, a man with a very clear agenda to destroy a sophisticated society. And he's doing a hell of a job. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan joins us now to talk more about this. Sir, thank you for coming on. Good to see you. At least 12 major U.S. cities breaking annual homicide records in 2021, and everybody's just turning a blind eye to it. And I don't know what we got to do to shake these people up to give them reality.
Well, you're right, Rob. Great monologue. The Democrats have legitimized criminal behavior. I mean, when you defund the police, you shouldn't be surprised when you get more crime. When you get rid of bail, you shouldn't be surprised when you get more crime. And during the summer of 2020, when Democrats said rioters and looters were actually peaceful protesters, you shouldn't be surprised when you get more crime. And the only solution is to elect Republicans, elect conservatives into these positions so that you hold people accountable who do wrong. Other than that, I don't know how you solve it, but people in cities are beginning to step up and say, we're going to get rid of these district attorneys who were doing all this left-wing nonsense because it doesn't work. And frankly, we knew it wasn't going to work because the American people have common sense.
It's something else. I want to switch gears. Today, you slammed the Democrats' partisan bill called Protecting Our Democracy Act, sponsored by Adam Schiff. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
You know, you can attack President Trump all you want. I know one thing. A year ago, the border was secure. Sure was. A year ago, cities were safe. Safer than they are today. A year ago, we didn't have a 31-year high inflation. We actually had wages going up, real wages.
So tell us about this here. I mean, you're going after this thing. Talk about that for a second.
Well, it's really a bill that I think rewards Adam Schiff, the same guy who misled us for 3 years about the Trump-Russia investigation, the same guy that told us, oh, I had no contact with the whistleblower during the impeachment, when in fact his office did. The same guy who said we were going to hear from the whistleblower during impeachment, which we didn't. The same guy who said, I have more than circumstantial evidence that President Trump colluded with Russia. False statement. He knew it was false. And I always tell people, this wasn't just any member of Congress saying this. This wasn't just any chairman. This was the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee who gets special briefings, who gets more information than almost anyone on the planet telling us that. And it was false. And we know it was false because the Washington Post has even said, oh, we regret to tell you that we misled you with certain stories and had to go back and correct. So this is the guy who now gets a bill that goes after President Trump, goes after presidential pardon powers, emoluments issues, all kinds of things, a hodgepodge of stuff that I don't think the Senate's ever going to take up. But I see this as a reward for the guy who misled us for 3 years on so many issues. Right. And that's why I was opposed to it. And all our conference, the Republican conference, was opposed to it as well.
Yeah, understood. You're also defending Mark Meadows from recent attacks as well. Go into that for a second.
Mark Meadows is a good man who did nothing wrong. What the Democrats are doing with this sham political committee. I mean, think about it, Rob. You have 3 individuals who have the highest privilege with the President of the United States. Yeah. The National Security Advisor, the White House counsel, and the Chief of Staff. And I would argue of those 3, the Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, had this amazing relationship with the President. Historically in our country for 200 plus years, we have recognized that unique executive privilege. And Mark was willing to work with this committee, even turned over documents that I'll come in and answer questions that I'm allowed to answer, but I'm not going to violate this sacred privilege. And they said, no, that's not good enough. If you don't come in and answer every single thing we ask you, that's not good enough. I mean, these guys, I don't know what to do with this committee because it's just completely partisan, political. It's very similar to what Schiff did. They're having secret depositions, just like Schiff met with folks in the bunker in the basement of the Capitol during impeachment. It's the same darn kind of exercise. So they got nothing else to talk about, so they're going to keep talking about January 6th and keep focusing on this committee because they certainly can't talk about the stuff I referenced on the floor of the House today. Yeah, no, I mean, you're seeing what's happening to their approval ratings. They're going to spin their wheels on this thing forever and let the rest of the country go to hell, and they're going to pay a very heavy price in about 11 months. I think that certainly seems to be the case. I want to ask you one final thing. You had this weird story pop up. Dan Crenshaw, a few days ago, comes after you. He calls you a grifter. He says some things about other Republicans as well. It's a comment that he's taken a lot of heat for.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on there. What's your response to this? What is this story?
Look, here's what I know we need to focus on, Rob. Republicans need to come together because any differences that we may have within our conference, our party, pale in comparison to what the Democrats are trying to do to this country, this accelerated march to communism they're putting our nation on. So I'm focused on that. I don't worry about other comments that may get made. What I'm focused on doing is keeping our party together, winning next November, stopping the Democrats, doing the oversight we need to do for all the crazy things they've done, like target parents, put a threat tag on moms and dads. For goodness sake, our Justice Department's doing that. We're simply standing up at a school board meeting defending their kids' education. That's what I'm focused on. I think that's what Leader McCarthy's focused on, and we're going to stay focused on that so we win back the majority and then provide that context and help with President Trump when he runs again and wins the election in 2024.